Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's doing okay. I'm doing just fine. Thank you very much for asking, because I know you did. Hangers on. A big thank you to you, because without you loving me, liking me, and sharing me, and subscribing to my channel, I wouldn't be growing this fast in the last couple of days. It's because of you out there. I'm really impressed. And all my newcomers, welcome. Thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate it. We do a lot of good work here, I'm just saying. So today we're going to talk about Melania's letter. Now you got to know that this is my opinion only, entertainment purposes only. Got to get all this stuff in, because a lot of times people like me that talk about people like her get demonetized, or they get their content taken down. But this is just my opinion on that letter that was given to Putin in Alaska. Just my opinion. And I think we're all entitled to one. So anyway, Melania's letter, just got to tell you, I'm sorry. But there is no way in God's green earth that she wrote that letter. I do not believe that in my soul. No more than she wrote that speech that she gave to the Republican National Committee when Trump ran in season 1, the season of treachery. Actually, an RNC staff writer, Meredith MacGyver, had to take the hit on that one. She took the responsibility for plagiarizing Michelle Obama's, First Lady Michelle Obama's famous speech. Almost word for word. So it wasn't just a quote here or there, and she didn't get any credit for it either. But apparently, Miss MacGyver said that Melania admired, past tense, and loved Michelle's speech so much. And I say, isn't that interesting? Because her picture's nowhere to be found in the White House, I don't believe, unless it's under a staircase with her husband's. Even her husband even took down Hillary Clinton's portrait and put his own up there in the First Lady's wing. I knew there was something shady about him. Maybe he just likes to dress for success. Who knows? But anyway, I digress. So she's only out there for all the little tidbits and accolades. That's all she comes out for, because she's not doing the day-to-day. Oh yeah, she cares about children, all right. She's got that Be Best campaign and children being bullied online. But why doesn't she do something about the biggest bully this side of Texas, her husband, in the White House? He's the one that bullies everybody, including his own staff, and especially the women. They'll tell you, oh, no, no, no. But behind the scenes, they're saying we can't even send women in there. He's dropping pencils so he can look at their arse as they bend over. They had to keep women out last season, just saying. Ask some of the aides that worked there. Wet my whistle here. So, yeah, there's no way that she wrote this speech. And I say, if she's not that interested in doing the day-to-day, and she only wants to show up for the fun party bits, then I'm pretty sure old Laura Loomer would be only too happy, Melania, to step up and give your husband a wee handy. Yeah, she's handy like that, apparently. I don't know. Yeah, she could pitch in and give him a hand, right? She was at enough functions in Melania's place a couple months back, so I don't know if that got rectified or not, just saying. But anyway, I'm sure Laura Loomer would be only too happy to step up and lend a hand. Now, the letter was, as reported by the KYIV Independent, by Dominic Culverwell. It's the KYIV Independent news desk is where he works. And the headline was, update, Melania Trump wrote letter to Putin about protecting children. And that's what it said, protecting children. Excuse me. I don't know if you can hear that swallowing. If you can, I'm sorry. I'm trying this new mic out. Mainstream information stations seem to be saying that Melania is so concerned about the abduction, Russians' abduction of all those Ukrainian children. Not once in that letter was that brought up. Over 20,000 children were abducted from Ukraine in the very early days of the war. Those children were loaded on buses and forced to Russia and other Russia-occupied areas. And her letter reads in the opening paragraph, every child shares the same quiet dreams in their hearts. Whether born randomly into the nation's rustic countryside or the magnificent city center, they dream of love, possibility, and safety from danger. Love, possibility, and safety? Maybe she did write it. Now, the letter closes with, in protecting the innocence of these children, you will do more than serve Russia alone. You serve humanity itself. Such a bold idea transcends all human division. We're talking about Putin. And you, Mr. Putin, are fit to implement this vision with a stroke of the pen. Like her husband, everything's done with a stroke of the pen. That's why another reason why I don't think she wrote this. It is time. Sincerely, Melania Trump. Now, when you scroll down and look at her signature, I gotta tell you, there's an awful lot of resemblance between hers and her husband's. It's the same up and down letters. Same, complete with written in Sharpie. So did she write it? Not once in that letter, not one single time did she so much as mention the country of Ukraine. Not once. And the more than 19,500 children, or the horrible fate that they were forced to live with. They were forced by Putin, and get this, his Commissioner for Children's Rights, Maria Lvova Belova. I don't know if that's real or not, or a joke. I don't know. But in March of 2023, the International Criminal Court issued arrest warrants for her and Putin. Now, the kids were shipped to Belarus, Russian-occupied parts of Ukraine, and Russia itself. And because the USA isn't part of the ICC, the International Criminal Court, they weren't obligated to arrest Putin. But you know what? Even if they were part of the ICC, I bet you $1 to a donut that Trump would find some emergency that they had to have him come because it was an emergency. And he would write an executive order complete with the Sharpie. My thing. He would write an executive order or some other shit that he could conjure up to make it look above board, which it never will, because there's no reason for Putin to be in North America. Just saying. I served during the Cold War, and we served to keep the Russians out of our friggin' backyards. But oh no, he welcomes them right in. Wonder if did they have tea or lunch or what? I don't know. But anyway, one thing I have heard was Carol Levitt there. Apparently, when they were done with that little tete-a-tete in the off room there, just him and Putin, she came out of there looking all ashen and everything else while the talks were still going on. Now, I don't know this for a fact, but I got the feeling she got her nose out of joint and she was told to get the hell out. Like, who the hell do you think you are, little girl? You can move on out. And I think they told her to F-O, and she got her nose out of joint, even more so because I don't think Trump stopped that, because obviously she had to leave the room. And so did a few other of Trump's people. And he didn't stick up for them either. So whatever went on back there, we'll see. So I guess with Melania, I guess this letter is oh, here you go. I guess her maybe, I really don't care, do you jacket was in the cleaners. I don't know. And I think if it was all that important, she should have went there to meet the Putin imposter or whatever. Because like his jawline's all out of whack and stuff. The hairline was weird. The ears were weird. I don't know. You don't know. And when was the last time that you seen Putin sitting there going and yelling at people? No, that's not Putin. That man is like rigid. But anyway, I don't care. There wasn't no reason for her to be there. That's just me saying, like, if you wanted to make a statement, that would have been it. I just don't think she cares. It seemed to me that when that letter was made public, she looked like a friggin' deer in the headlights, like she was shell-shocked or something. It was like she didn't understand what the hell they were talking about. She didn't know what they were talking about at all. Hence the signature in Sharpie, maybe? Just saying. So when these kids were taken and placed in, some were placed in Russian families, where they may or may not have understood the language. There's a lot of kids in Ukraine that do speak Russian, just saying. Or they were sent to camps. Because you know the adoption system in North America, they only want the babies. The older kids, it's a really hard time trying to adopt them out. So they sent those, in my opinion, entertainment purposes only, went to military training. And while they were there, they were put through very intensive propaganda brainwashing to erase any semblance of their Ukrainian heritage or identity. So some of the very lucky few that have made it back and returned home reported that they got punished if they spoke Ukrainian, and told over and over that their parents didn't love them, they didn't want them, and that's why they had to go. And Ukraine didn't want them or love them either. So now Moscow, with all these older kids, like the 7, 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-olds, those ones, because they're not eligible for military service yet. Mind you, I guess they could if he would if he could rather. Moscow has created a catalog to show these children off. I don't know if it's internationally, but they're offering these kids up for adoption now. So apparently they didn't want them either. These catalogs show the child, their age, their hair, eye color, as well as personal traits, likes, dislikes. But this, in my opinion, in this day and age with all the stuff that's going on, I do not believe that it is an adoption catalog. I think they should ship those children back to Ukraine to their parents or guardians. I think this is a one-stop shop for child trafficking. My opinion only. Allegedly. But anyway, yeah, that's what I think it is. Plain and simple. These children need to be part of any primary negotiations with Putin. These kids need to come home. They need to know that they are loved and they were missed. Are missed. Oh, somebody made a noise inside the house. Zelensky actually brought that up when he was in the Oval Office with Trump. He brought it up and he said that part of the negotiations must include these children. And he passed Trump an envelope. It's kind of big too, actually. And it was from the First Lady of Ukraine to the First Lady of the United States, Melania Trump. And Trump says, "Oh, what's this?" And he was getting ready to open it. And Zelensky said, "No, that's from my wife to your wife, basically. So you can't read it. It's none of your business." He said, "I want to read it." And he's like, "No." So it's for your wife. And I can't wait to see what the First Lady of Ukraine had to say to Melania. Probably thank you for thinking about the kids. That's what I'm thinking, because she's gracious that way. So yeah, maybe Melania will get her little atta girl. But anyway, here's my shirt today, and I thought it was appropriate. Those are actually his lips, by the way, just saying. A friend of mine designed that for me. And there is Vivi. There she is. People get a little upset when they don't get their Vivi fix. But anyway, 99 loves you. Be good, be safe. Please take care of you first so you can take care of somebody else. And continue to love me, like me, and share me. And don't forget to subscribe. I love you all so much. Mwah. Cheers, dears. You guys have a fabulous day. I love you all.